Man, so I just got back to the car, did about 10 miles, feel pretty good. My feet hurt, my calves are kind of sore, but man, I've been sitting for so long, the last 6 months. It just feels good to get out, man. And I just want to encourage you guys, there's something about getting out in creation that just, it's so healing. I remember hearing the scripture that all of creation cries out, "Holy are you, Lord." And there's something about when you get tuned into that and when you quiet yourself and you unplug and you just listen and you quiet yourself, there's just something that you can just feel it feeding your spirit, feeding your soul. And it is so important for us to have that time alone, to just quiet ourselves, to just think, to process, to talk to the Lord, to say nothing, sometimes just to sit. Man, I just had about 20 minutes where I just sat by the river, and it was just amazing, and it was hard, it amazed me how hard it was to put my phone away. I've heard more and more stuff about it, but there's this thing of wanting to stay plugged in and stay connected. But man, so I left it in the car. I left my phone in the car for about an hour and just went and sat by the river. And there was just something about, as I just quieted myself, as I just had no distractions, no stimulation, I could just feel this peace and this rest coming on to me. And so many of us that live in cities and are busy, we forget that we have to take care of ourselves, and because usually what happens is we go to two big extremes. We either are all pouring out. All we do is we're working, we're taking care of our family, we're helping people in the community, things like that. And so you're constantly giving out, and you forget that you have to stop and you have to take care of yourself. You have to have time in that quiet place and just to refresh and to rejuvenate and get away where nobody's pulling on you. Or we go in the opposite spirit where we hide away in our little closet, in our little prayer room, or whatever we want to call it, and we sit in there day in and day out, and we don't do anything, and we can just get stuck. You can get paralyzed there sometimes, and because you're just thinking of, I need to take care of myself, and that's true, but you have to be aware of, as you receive, as you soak it in, it's meant to be poured out. You can't just soak it all up for yourself, otherwise you get stagnant, and you can just get worn down and just where you don't go anywhere. I don't know if you've ever been by a pond that's stagnant and it's got that algae and mold all over it, and so that can happen. I mean, that can happen to a person if all they are is focused on themselves. But there's something about moving your body, about getting out in nature and moving your body, that it just, for me at least, it just awakens my spirit and it just pulls me alive. And there's something about it that is just wonderful. So I just encourage you guys today, if you're struggling, if you're hurting, get outside of yourself today. Love on somebody else, move your body, do something you don't normally do. When you normally trying to find comfort or seclusion, do something different, mix it up. And I am just so blessed to have friends, and they're really like family, that invited me down here to Texas. I'm just outside of Dripping Springs, Texas, and just out here soaking it up, man, and just getting loved up by some family, and getting out in the woods and moving my body, helping him with some projects around his shop, and just, I don't know, man, it's just good, and so I just want to encourage you guys, get moving today, do something today. Look at this week, take care of yourself. You got to realize that you come second. If you're not taking care of yourself, you're no good to anybody else. If you're stressed out, wore out, funked out, whatever, you're no good to anybody that way, but don't take it so far, then all you become is self-centered, and you just turn in on yourself and you become ingrown. Take that time, rest up, and then pour it out. Love on somebody today, give them a hug, be that one voice of happiness or joy. You might be the only person that they see today that could smile at them or give them a hug or tell them it's good to see you. So remember that there's a lot of hurting people out there. There's a lot of people that in this last 6 months that have reached out to my family, that has just shown me that man, there's a lot of people out there that are struggling. And so you can be a difference today in somebody's life by just looking them in the eyes and being happy to see them, and be genuine about it. Give them shake their hand. And so that is how you can be that change agent. And so I am just blown away. I'm encouraged right now.